I'm actually in the middle of working, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up my greens now. I got quite a few requests to do a full video on greens. Sorry I'm doing this on my phone, so if I look weird, that's why. Because I didn't bring a camera because I'm working. So I'm here. I am getting my greens. I'm going to do a full video on how to make greens along with doing our Sunday dinner video today. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now we're going to get to picking out these greens. The greens I use, I get a lot of questions on too. I use turnip, mustard, and kale. Collard greens are what people typically pick for greens. Collard greens take a lot longer to cook down. I just prefer not to use them. My mom is the same way. Like I said, they take a lot longer to cook down. But if that's what you're looking for, definitely go ahead and do that. But we're going to show you how we do things. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick out my kale, my turnip, and my mustards. I'm gonna do 3 bunches of each, and you'll see how it cooks down. For holidays, I would normally do about 6 bunches of each to make a nice big pot to feed everybody. But since it's gonna be us for Sunday dinner, we're gonna do 3 of each. Okay, so if you might be confused on what each greens look like, they always have these little things here. So these are going to be your turnip greens. They are the bigger leaf greens. And like I said, I'm gonna get 3 of each. So, but you want to make sure you get good leaves. You don't want to cut off half of them. So go ahead and try to like pick through the ones you see. If you see a lot of like these brown spots or holes in them or discoloration, try to avoid those so you don't be cutting off more greens than you're actually cooking. So I'm back home. I'm going to start the process of cutting my greens. I'm going to use the scissor today. I'm going to use the scissor today and cut them up instead of picking them by hand because it just takes too long. So get you a nice pair of kitchen scissors and chop at them. Yeah, and then I'll show you how I clean them and how I season them. I got my garbage can right here. And since they still done, I'm just gonna throw them in this box as I'm cutting them. Why you come to help? Get them greens early so I can clip them. I don't be clipping my legs. It's still early. I don't even clipping them my legs. If you would've went to the store with me, and we probably wouldn't even have them by now. In my pot here boiling, I have 5 turkey tails. I'm not going to use all 5 for the greens. I'm just going to go ahead. But I wanted to pre-boil these. Let these cook for about a half an hour. Just to like, you know, get ahead of the game. So, yeah, I'm just going to let this do its things while I clean the greens. Using some warm water. And vinegar. You want a nice generous pour.
Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
See how dirty the water sometimes get. That's why you gotta wash them again. Once you wash them this last time, it's gonna be
How do I do that?
just fine. You take it out, put it back in the box or a bowl.
Give me the box. only going to use half of a fresh jalapeno, and I'm going to dice this up. I don't want it real big. If you're going to do the pickled jalapeno rounds, you could do, I would say, about 6 to 8 of them, depending on how spicy you want it. If you're going to do fresh, I recommend you say to a smaller amount, just because pickling the jalapenos does decrease the intensity of the spice of them. Now I'm also going to take just a little chunk of onion. When you're cooking, you cook based off how you like. If you like garlic, you add some more garlic. If you like onion, add more onion. If you like it spicy, go ahead and throw in a little bit more spice to it. A little more onion. They don't look like much. They don't look like much. So I'm gonna do actually a little bit more onion than that. I had a lot of questions on my last Sunday dinner when I cooked greens of what I seasoned with. So I'm going to go ahead and show you everything I season with before I even start to do anything else. I throw in some onion and jalapeno. Like I said, I normally would do pickled jalapeno, but just for the funk of it, I did a half of a fresh jalapeno. Then I'll use some garlic powder, seasoning salt, black pepper, ground paprika, which is the ingredient that is blurry on the last video, some minced garlic, and then some garlic salt. They also make these, I don't even know where you could get this from. Somebody gave this to my mama one day. So I've been trying to like throw it in every time I make greens just to use it before it expires. But it tells you how, it has the recipe on the back. I mean, it's pretty good. So if you don't want to like do all of this or are scared to experiment with seasonings, go ahead, and if you can find these, pick one of these up. It is pretty good. So they tell you everything that you need and all of that. So now I'm going to go ahead and start throwing my greens in here, since this has boiled for quite a bit of time, and it'll continue to cook as the greens cook as well. So let's get into it. Checking in on our greens. Ooh, steamy. They have cooked down quite a bit. As you see, it's about a half a pot. If you were to drain that liquid off, it's a little less than that. You want to cook these until that meat starts to fall off, which you see they are still in there. Our turkey tail. So once that meat starts to like fall off that bone and it starts to break apart, that's when you can guarantee your greens are done. They have, you know, accepted all that flavor you put up in there, and they're tasting good. Go ahead and give it a taste. Y'all following. Now a little bland. A little bland. I'm gonna throw some more stuff in here. It tastes bland, but I don't know like what I could have had and if I ate something that's making me think it's bland. My mother-in-law was on her way. Did she pull up? Oh, yep. We're gonna ask her. Huh? Yep, she just put up, so we're gonna ask her what we missing.
Everywhere.
I was gonna ask you what I was missing.
Quite done yet.
I know, but I need that flavor checked. They ain't like hard to chew or nothing. They good. Hey.
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 What's going on? Oh, what's up, huh? You hit me. Ain't nobody say nothing. You hit me.
That all you see is Papa. You don't see me. I got you on.
They bland.
Back home then.
What, my boys gonna pull it out? What's happening?
That's it though?
It means good.
No, it ain't good to me. Taste them.
What is it?
Greens. They don't taste good.
Missing the spicy part.
I put some jalapeno in there, so I didn't put the pepper flake. It is onion in there.
Oh.
I'm trying to tell you, just missing.
Just the salt?
I need some. The salt.
Just something else, like
Some little seasoning.
yeah, like
some more
Put
seasoning.
a little Lori in there.
Lorry. Garlic, seasoned salt. Yeah, that's what I just put in there. I think it's just, maybe it's just regular salt. I normally add a splash of
Put
vinegar.
some garlic in there.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's what I'm thinking I don't got. I got some. I even put a couple of jalapeno rings in there because it wasn't spicy.
But see,
So
we
should I
use
put
a
pepper
regular
flakes?
jalapeno out the jars with the juice already.
The red ones would have did it better than
The crushed pepper flakes?
jalapeno,
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to end off the greens recipe. Here are what they cook down to. As you see, it's like a normal size pot. I did transfer them. I also picked out the bone. Oh, let me move my finger. I also picked out the bones from my turkey tails and then broke the meat down, as you see, and gave it a nice little mix. And they're just sitting back there waiting to be eaten. This is the pot that we originally started with a little more liquid in there. But this, as you see, so it cooks down quite a bit and transfers over to be, not as much. I would recommend doing 6 bunches of each green, like turnip, kale, and mustard. I would do 3 of each. Like I said before, if you're going to do collard greens, which is what everybody thinks to do when they're doing greens, everybody thinks to do collard. Collard takes a lot longer to cook. They are a lot thicker, so I would recommend, if you're going to cook collard greens, cook those first. You cut them, rinse them, pick them, put those in a pot when you put your meat in, and let them cook for that good half an hour to an hour before you throw the rest in, because they take significantly longer to cook down. These do just as good, and like I said, trial and error with cooking. So as you see, I did not like exactly how the greens tasted originally, and all it takes, tell somebody else to come in and taste them, and you gotta just work with what you got. And don't be afraid to experiment with things and mix things up and try a little of this, a little of that. Cooking is, to each their own. You cook based off your own taste buds. If you like things spicy, kick it up a notch, So that's all. Like I said, I get so many questions and so many comments about my greens in all of my videos. So I wanted to do a designated video. Well, I was asked to do a designated video and a more in-depth video about how I cook my greens. And I wanted to make sure I get it out to you guys before Thanksgiving, because it's one of those must-haves on the table. I know at least in my family it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to comment down below with any other things you would like to see, or any comments you have, period, because y'all comments is like my text messages. So please text your girl.